What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Make a Move. All right. Now, uh, it's episode 3. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and go on in. Zadia, right? You know what I noticed is that Zadia seems so timid with Charisse. And, she don't seem to have the energy to deal with Charisse. And it's kind of puzzling me. And the reason it's puzzling me is because she had a whole lot of smoke for Dante. Let me show you this clip.
This right here is up. Fine if you pick somebody else, but you were never second fiddle. I was actually about to choose your ass before the house and all that other.
You would have rolled with me.
I would have rolled with you?
Yeah.
Yes. No, boo-boo, because you showed your whole true colors.
Now you see there? It seemed like she got a whole lot of smoke for Dante, but when it comes to Charisse, let's be friends, let's be cool. I always found it odd that some women can really kind of, feel more comfortable charging up men than they do women. It's like poking at a bear and being scared of a mouse. It just don't make sense to me. Why do you think it's okay to charge up Dante, but when it comes to Charisse, you ain't got that same energy? That's how you know you in a protected country that really protect the women. That's how you know. And I'm not saying, look, I'm just calling it out because I'm giving you a male perspective on this stuff, okay? And the male perspective is she seemed very cool and had all the smoke for the man and had practically none for the woman. And that's just puzzling to me as a man. Why poke the bear and be scared of the mouse? I don't understand. Maybe there's a threat of retaliation with the woman, and you ain't worried about the retaliation from a man. You could probably, assassinate his character on, publicly, but you can't really do that with another woman. It's just kind of cowardice to me. That's all I'm saying. It's like, women, look, nobody should be charging up anybody. But women shouldn't be charging up men and then get all nervous and scared when you confront it with another woman. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, y'all. Put in the comments what y'all think about that. This guy, Christian, he arrives. And, him and Zadia go to dinner and stuff, and he do the silent prayer, right? Where he don't say nothing. He just bow your head, pray. Now, look, there's a lot of places that, I've been in some situations where there was a silent prayer. There's not always words. Now, most time there are words, especially in a group setting or whatever the case. If you're with someone else, a lot of times you do the silent prayer by yourself. My whole take on it is he didn't want to be criticized for his prayer skills, so he just deferred to the silent prayer. And Zadia didn't really like that. She felt like, look, I need to hear what you're saying to the Lord. Yeah. Put it in the comments. Would y'all have a problem with the silent prayer, or would you prefer the words be said, or does it really make a difference? Zadia seemed to have a big problem with the silent prayer. Look, you got your own channel to God, so use your own words. Okay, You shouldn't let anybody else pray for you anyway. I mean, look, that is a man's role to be head of the household, be the leader and things like that, and do the prayers. I get all of that, but at the same time, I don't think you need, a guy you're just meeting to channel you into the Almighty. I mean, if anything, you could do your own silent prayer and you know, pray to the Lord yourself. So I don't know. I just found it was odd that not only that he did it a silent prayer, but that she had a problem with it. I don't know. It just seemed kind of petty to me. Next up, Ashley said, you know, you look so good. She was real into Christian a lot. She was really giving him the vibes, and she said she had to polish the trophy. Oh my goodness. Now, let me ask the ladies. Do y'all think that Ashley comes off a little too, I don't want to use thirsty because I like Ashley, but do you think sometimes she come off a little thirsty? Do you think that she moves in the way that most women would move? I think that I think if it was, I think if other women were talking to Ashley, they would say, girl, you ain't supposed to move like that. You ain't supposed to let that guy know you like him that much like that. You supposed to be cool about it. You supposed to this, that, and the third. You doing too much. You polishing them off. You calling them a trophy and stuff like that. You the trophy, girl. You the trophy. Okay. I think that's what most women would tell Ashley. You know, the, a part of me likes the fact that Ashley is the way that she is because there's not a lot of women like that. A lot of women play it close to the vest and they don't like to, let the guy know how they feel about him and things like that. But I have to say, you know, Christian said out of Ashley and Zadia, he liked Ashley the most. So apparently she's doing something right. The energy was flowing, the conversation was flowing, and take note, ladies. Men like it when you compliment them too. Okay. Compliments can get you everywhere with a man too. You ain't got to play it all cool and close to the vest all the time. Sometimes we like that too. And out of the two, I think he was probably a little more physically attracted to Zadia, but she was playing I don't know. First of all, she didn't seem to be as, taken by Christian as Ashley was. But her energy was just a little different, just a little off. She just seemed a little standoffish. I don't know if it's because she already sort of made her mind up with Cameron and she kind of feel like she's, you know, I don't want to say cheating on Cameron, but it just seems like she didn't go into this date open-minded. She came into it a little guarded, and she was like, "Oh well, I got to do this for the camera, so I might as well do it." So it wasn't something that was she was looking forward to, I guess you could say. I think that makes a big difference too. How ready the woman is to meet a guy, but if she's connected to a guy or connecting with a guy, she probably don't want to be as open to meeting new guys, if that makes sense. Um, I was kind of curious of the matchmaker though. I was wondering, why she introduced Christian to Ashley. I would think that Christian would have, or I'm sorry, Kirsten, yeah, Kirsten, Kirsten, I think that's his name. I would have expected her to introduce him to Vernisha, and she didn't do that. And I would have expected Ashley to be, introduced to Walter because Walter seems like more of Ashley types, and Kirsten seems more like Vernisha type. Vernisha like the tall guys, right? She let one of them go, but I don't know. I think Kirsten could have been, you know, I mean, he was an NBA, he was in the NBA, the other guy, and now Kirsten is in the NFL. I don't know where they're getting these guys at. I mean, I don't know where they're getting these guys at. These guys are these are not some bums you're dealing with. You're dealing with some pretty high profile guys. So, all for all of this stuff saying ain't no good men out there. They out there. They out there. But I would have expected her to. I kind of questioned the matchmaker on that. I thought that she probably should have introduced Vernisha to Kirsten and Ashley to Walter, because Walter seemed a little more. He seemed a little more mellow to the point where he could take an Ashley. Maybe they could even each other out a little bit. I thought that would be the best route, but for whatever reason, she didn't introduce those two. So I'm not saying she was wrong. I'm just saying I questioned it. I can kind of understand why she had Walter with Charisse and Kirsten with Zadia. I can kind of understand that dynamic, but I thought she kind of mixed it up with Vernisha and Ashley. That's all I'm saying. Walter then he arrives, and he kicks it with Vernisha and Cherie. He takes both of them out. He seemed to be a little bit more attracted to Charisse, and it became pretty clear to me that this guy do not know Charisse. He don't know nothing about her. He don't know no history on her. He don't know nothing, because if he did, there is no way I think he would be trying to get to know this woman for real. I could probably say that about all of the ladies. These guys probably do not know these women, and probably didn't do the research, except for maybe, just maybe, what's his name? Maurice. Charisse's guy, Maurice. I think Maurice he probably knows a little something about Charisse. That probably explain why he's moving the way he's moving. But for the most part, I don't think a lot of these guys know much about these ladies. Walter, I don't think clearly knows anything about Charisse. But he was still a gentleman. He said he liked the way she looked. He liked her body style. He seemed more attracted to her body style than Vernisha's. Yeah, I can understand that. Especially if you don't know these ladies. So, he said he got some cooking skills. Took Vernisha to go get some cooking, and kind of chilled out with Charisse. But I don't know. He seemed like a decent enough guy. He said he was married for 19 years. Now, let me ask the ladies, is that a plus or is that a minus? Because you got to think of it like this. Yeah, he was married, but he was married for 19 years. That's a long time. And it proves he can be a husband to some degree. It proves that he could be a husband. If you get over the 7-year itch, if you get over that hump, in my opinion, that's actually more of a plus than it is a minus. If you're a divorcee, and I look at it like this, and this is just me. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, or this is how y'all should look at it. This is just me. I'm going to tell you how I view it. I view it as the 7-year itch is really the test, right? If you divorce before the 7 years, I look at you being a divorcee as negative. If you are divorced and past 7 years, I think that favors you more, and the longer you got, the more favor it is, because it shows that you could be in a long-term relationship for a long time. Um, and it is more, because you got to figure people go through things the whole marriage. So if you made it to the 7-year itch, you kind of battle tested. That's kind of what I want to say. You're battle tested, and you couldn't have bailed on the first problem that y'all had, because that first problem would have happened within the 7 years. So if you pass that, like if you could have 1,000 problems by the time you reach year 19. Seriously, you could have had 1,000 problems in your marriage, and you know one hormonal change and somebody filing for divorce. You know what I mean? So it's something that I can't really hold you to, because it takes two to. I look at marriage like riding a bike, right? Say there's a two-wheel bike. Um, both of y'all pedaling on the same bike, right? You do that for 19 years, you're pretty skilled at riding a bike. You're pretty skilled at riding a two-person bike. But if one want to jump off that bike, uh, you know, there's after 7 years, that's that could be, look, like I said, you're more battle tested. That just shows that you still got the skill to ride that bike. But if somebody jump off before then, here's another thing, a lot of it depends on who filed for divorce too. So if you filed for divorce, to me the person who files is probably the person who really can't really take a lot of adversity. And I'm not saying anybody should be a glutton for punishment, so don't get that confused. But I'm just saying you're more battle tested after 7 years. Okay, after 7 years you're battle tested, which means you could probably be a husband or a wife again, and you probably going to want to make your next one your last one. Okay, so I'm probably more guaranteed, if I met a woman who was married after 7 years, she probably want her next one to be her last one. And I probably got somebody who is in it for the long haul, more likely. I'm not saying that's always the case, but I don't think that you want to really play around with marriage if you've gone 7 years. I don't think you want to just keep getting married and divorced all the time. It's just more likely, just like insurance, right? If you drive a car long enough, your insurance starts to go down. Why? Because they feel like you're pretty good at driving. You know how to drive. So why hike your rates up when you've been driving for years? It just, I look at marriage the same way. So that's all I'm saying. And Sharice goes out on a date with Maurice, and she said this brother is on his Billy D, and she was right. This brother is smooth. I told y'all in the last one, this guy is a player. He's a straight play on player. You know what I mean? He's a player. He is an attorney, so he gonna have women on his job. They just gonna be on his job. And the proof of that is Sharice is on his job. She is. The brother ain't hardly got to say 2 words, and she's still on this guy. All he got to do is show up with the Louis Vuitton and all of the labels, And all those labels just mesmerize Sharice so much. She says she is attracted to successful men. Now, if falling in love with a player was a person, okay, it would be Sharice. That's what she's doing. She falling in love with a player. So if she get played, you know what I mean? If she get played, whose fault is it? It's her fault at at that point, because if I see the signs, I know she should see the signs that this dude is a player. You know, smooth as Billy D. Come on, what would you think Billy D was? He was a player, like for real. What? So you think this is the right guy for you? See, you getting blinded by this guy's money and his success. He is an attorney. He's a smart guy. You know, I don't know how attractive he is, but y'all can speak on that. He don't seem to be eye hurting or hurting anyone's eyes. So, you know, at the same time, he got the labels, the pedicured toes. Y'all watch that. Y'all see that? The polish on his toenails. This guy is very pampered and very you know, I kind of want to say bougie, you know what I mean? But she liked that. She liked the Louis Vuitton vest or whatever vest that was, Versace vest. I don't know. I think he had a Versace necklace on though. I don't know, but you know, she getting blinded by all the materialism. You know, she said, I see you like to wear the Louis sandals. He said, yeah, I like nice things. I know you do too. That's all. He could have not said another word to Sharice. That's all he had to say. Okay. I don't know. If falling in love with a player was a person, it would be Sharice. Cause she even acknowledged that they don't really talk enough. They don't really talk that much. She said, yeah, I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a nap. You ever take naps? He said, no. Who don't take a nap? Like, I don't know. He was like, no. And then he didn't say nothing else. And it's like, okay, so you're like, she didn't even have nothing to say. They had to cut the scene after that. So you don't really have a connection. You have a monetary connection, but you don't have a mental connection. You just dealing with this guy's smoothness because you see he got money and he willing to spend money. Seem a little shallow to me, but we're talking about Sharice, right? Now I think she's a esthetician, something like that. I think she has her own business. You know, she says she don't want to be with anybody who you know, is on their way there. She wants someone already there at the finish line, pretty much. I'm not mad at that. You know, I know that, you know, women who are probably, I don't know how old Sharice is. I forgot. I don't know, but I know women who are 40 plus. They probably want a guy at the finish line already. I can sort of understand that. You know, if you're 40 years old, Maurice is 51, and he seems like he's a pretty successful attorney. He pretty much wears his wealth, so that always mesmerized the women. So he know how to rope them in. But you know, because I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, men don't really care much about all that stuff, fashion and all that. They do it because they know women like it. And if you're going on a date, you're gonna rock the Versace sandals. You know, you're gonna get and if you're gonna get the Versace sandals, you're gonna get the pedicure on your toes so you can rock those Versace sandals. You're gonna get the pedicure done so that it looks nice. You're gonna be a well-kept guy. You're gonna have or the Louis sandals, I mean, or the Versace vest or whatever. You're gonna get all that stuff done. Men are hunters. Sometimes you got to know what bait to use. And his bait is, oh man, that's like chum to Sharice, because she eating it up hand over fist. I'm just saying. Zadia, then she decides she wants to talk to Sharice and them have a talk, right? And she tries to apologize to Sharice, and try to squash the beef. But Sharice, she wants problems. She always wants problems.
I don't want peace. I want problems always. I don't want peace. I want problems always. I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Now, can you imagine as a man trying to be in a relationship with this woman? Can you imagine? She can't get along with the women. How do you think she's gonna act with the men? It's only a matter of time before she turn on her dude, whoever her dude is. This is why she's single. She has an attitude problem, and I strongly believe this woman is a narcissist. For real. I've already labeled her the narcissist of the group. If y'all been watching me, you know there's 4 different types that I've identified. The narcissist, I said the emotional, but I'm gonna reword that to the attitude. Okay. So the narcissist, the attitude, because in Ready to Love, Janelle and Jessica were the narcissists, and the attitude was what's that chick name? Tequila. Tequila was the attitude. Some might even put Cat as an attitude, But my point is, Sharice, I believe, is a narcissist, and you can't really reason with a narcissist. It's all about her. It's all about her. She said that she don't tolerate lying. And she said that, Zadia was lying. Zadia wasn't lying to Sharice, so to speak. She was lying to the host. It is what it is, but you ain't nobody's mama. Like, for real. You ain't nobody's mama. It just seemed like this woman is hard to get along with. And for someone who don't want to create peace, and she wants problems always, you can't be with no chick like that. You can't make her no wife. You just can't. Imagine trying to be in a relationship with her. It would be a disaster. It will be a disaster. It's no wonder, really, honestly, both of them are single. It's no wonder both of them are single. Zadia too. Zadia, it was lying. She was lying. I give that to Sharice. So she shows lack of integrity. She shows she left the door open. Lack of safety. And then Sharice, she's stubborn and she wants problems always. She wants to son or she wants to mother everybody, and she wants to be the mother hen. She wants to be the boss of everybody. The only person she give any kind of grace to is Maurice. Why? Because she feels like he is at her level or above. Everybody else that she feels is beneath her, she talked to them like she feel like they're beneath her. But a guy, an attorney who's making money, she put on her act right for him. I find that interesting. I really do. You know, and then Cherie said the Zadia only see things her way, and she don't like to take accountability. Are you serious? She don't like to take accountability. I'm not saying that she's wrong when she said that, but if that's not the pot calling the kettle, if that's not the pot calling the kettle, you need to chill, for real. I was tripping when I heard that. Oh, yeah, and she, she don't want to take accountability, and you don't either, Charisse. You don't either. Okay? That is hilarious. And then Cameron and Zadia, they meet up for bowling. So do Ashley and Don. They meet up too, And Ashley was feeling a certain type of way with Don, because she felt like he wasn't trying to keep in contact with her. Don pulled out his phone and said, "Look, I've been texting you, this, that, and the third." She wasn't trying to hear it. "Oh, well, you didn't get no response. You should have called me. You should have did that, this, that, and the third." Well, let me know, ladies, what do y'all think about that? Look, the guy opened his phone and he clearly sent texts, but they didn't get to her. Here's a question. Why didn't Ashley call him? If it was such a problem, why didn't she call him? Why is the line of communication only one way? That's kind of what I would have, asked Ashley about. I know he didn't want to get into the doghouse with her, but my whole thing is, the great thing about phones is they work two-way. They work two ways. You can both call and receive. See, I would have been a smart ass. I probably would have said that. Like, they work both ways, right? You can both take calls and send calls. You can do both. I just didn't think it was fair for her to put all of the responsibility of the getting to know each other and the communication all on Don, all on his shoulders, as if communication only works from his phone to hers. That's just kind of, look, if you had a problem with that, why didn't you call me? Why don't you text me? And fair enough, he could have probably done more, but she could have too. She could have too. But the dynamic is a little different because she's on a show where she gets to date other guys and this, that, and the third, and just one mistake can really mess their view of you up, because you didn't do one thing that they didn't even really expect, or they didn't like. And next thing you know, oh, well, I'm gonna go with such and such. I'm gonna go with this guy instead. And it happened to be a week where he's put up against the biggest competition with Kristen, because she was pretty wide open for Christian at that point and was excited to be on the date with him. But I don't know. I kind of felt bad for Don yes, he could have done more, but it's not all on him. Okay. Um, One thing I do like though is that Ashley can sometimes have pretty decent conflict resolution. I like the way that she thinks. I like her logic. I see her logic. She said, you know what? We're going to have fun bowling. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody. I'm going to drop it, put it to the side, and we're just going to have fun. Right? I thought that was pretty dope. You know, that she can kind of do some conflict resolution, at least for the moment. And she recognized the moment and she still started bowling. And let me tell y'all, her bowling style, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ashley, your bowling style, girl. Okay. I'm taking you bowling every week. Every week, for real. I love your style. All right. Yeah. um Ashley did really kind of get to Don a little bit though at the end. She was over there talking about, oh yeah, I like Cameron and Zadia. They're doing fine over there. I like what they're doing. I like what's going on over there. Really kind of leaning on Don a little bit. And Don, you can see he's feeling a little bad about it. But it's like, look, I know that she put it aside for the bowling, but she still can't help but to bring it up. And the whole thing is, like I said before, the phone works both ways. Why are you kind of pounding this in this guy's? Then at this point when she bring it up again, now I'm starting to get on Don's side a little bit. Like, come on, man. Why don't you say something? Say something to her. Like, look, she should have been calling you too. I don't know. I just don't like I don't like when there's a problem that could be solved and either one of us could have done it. I don't like that. Let me give you another example of what I'm talking about. Both the husband and the wife get home at the same time, right? Dinner is not done. Every Tuesdays, it's the wife's turn. Well, the wife has something to do. She was a little tired. Well, why can't you do it, husband? Instead, the husband decides to get mad at the wife. It's Tuesday. Why don't you do it? Well, look, there's an exception every now and then. Yes, I normally, I've been cooking every Tuesday up until today. Today, I'm just not feeling well. Why get mad at the wife for not cooking on Tuesday when she don't feel well? You as a husband, get your ass in the kitchen and cook. It's the same. It's the same way with these phones. Like, why get upset with Don? You got a phone too. If communication is the problem, then why don't you initiate it? See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like when we're in a relationship and we're together and there is an objective and it's all onus is put on one person when it can be easily done by the other person. That's why you're in a partnership, right? You're in a partnership. If you see your wife sick, you as a man, you get in the kitchen and you do the cooking, especially if you're one of those 50-50 couples, right? You get in the kitchen and you start doing the cooking. Why complain? Just do it. And the same thing with communication. If he didn't call or text you, why are you complaining? You just call him or text him. Why didn't you do it? Those kind of things bother me. Those kind of things bother me in relationships. I'm not saying it should be, no expectation, but it sort of tells me that Somebody is trying to train somebody. I don't like that. Don't try to train me. Okay? If we have an objective that we have to get over, let's work as a team. If you're not able to do it or you haven't done it and it's a problem, let's fix it. He's not calling me enough. I'm going to call his ass. Hey, Don, what's up? I haven't heard from you in a while. Everything okay? Oh, no, it's not that. You know, this, that, and the third. I've been texting you. Oh, well, I haven't gotten your text. This could have been cleared up days ago. But instead, Ashley wants to wait until they get into a date to express it. That's when I have a problem with it. If I'm Don, I got a problem with it. Because I don't like that holding on to stuff when if there is a problem, it could easily be fixed. All the other party has to do is participate. You know, don't try to train me. You know, work with me is what I'm saying. So yeah, that part I didn't really like, especially when she started leaning on Don about it, you know. Then Jabari asked Vernisha about the money. And he asked her, you know, so what do you like? You want a guy? What's the income amount and this, that, and the third? What you feel comfortable with? And Vernisha gave a very political answer. Just have enough. Look, dual income. She said in today's time, you know, it's hard, and she want to be in the passenger seat. She don't want to be the driver all the time. And you know, that's a fair type of answer, you know. And he said, look, I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm an employee. You know, I still make money, but I'm an employee. It just is what it is. And you know, she didn't seem too taken aback by it. I think Vernisha really does want someone who is going to help her out with financially, with the finances. I think she's been holding it down in her household for a long time, and it has been pretty heavy on her. And yeah, she could use the help. My guess is most of these women want the financial help. Most of them are in this for financial help. I know Sharice is. I know Vernisha is. I'm pretty sure Zadia too. I think Zadia's she's in it. Look, all the women are in it for financials. Okay, let's just be real. Although I do think I do think Zadia, she want to get smashed if she hasn't already by Cameron. She said something like, I haven't had love or made love in a long time. I'm so due. Yes, she wants somebody to blow the back out. I think Ashley is on that page too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They normal, they grown women. You know, we all grown up in here, so it is what it is. I ain't saying that that's a problem. I'm just saying. You know, but Vernisha did give a pretty good answer. And look, he said, look, you know, let's we can get together, have a dual income, and this pool table. I'm gonna have to put one in my man cave. You're gonna have to be cool with that. Okay, this is non-negotiable. And she was like, okay, you know. And she said she's not gonna downgrade in her life, and you know, whatever. Who wants to downgrade their life? Really? Who dates to downgrade their life? Raise your hand. Men included. How many of you guys want to downgrade in your life when you pick up a woman? I'd be interested to know, because I don't even understand why people say that. You know, I ain't go downgrade in my life. I get, oh, of course you're not. I don't want to downgrade either in my life. That's both financially and, you know, physically, emotionally, you know, service wise. Okay. So let's add to each other's life. That's why we're in this whole thing, is to add to each other's life. So, and then all the ladies, they keep, they all seem to have kept their keepers. And except for Ashley, I don't know what's going on with Ashley yet. They didn't let that be known. But all the other ladies seem to have kept their keepers. I'm not totally surprised, but this brings up this brings up a theory that I had. And the theory is that time really does matter. Time really does matter when it comes to dating. And the dating market, all the keepers have more time with the ladies than the other guys did. So the key component is to spend as much time or be the first to meet anybody, because you will have the most advantage when it comes to trying to make a bond with these ladies. They could be met by another guy who has more, this, that, and the third. But if she got time with you, unless she's ready to leave that relationship, if she's ready to leave that relationship, then the time component is not going to matter so much. But for the most part, when just meeting out, whoever is there first and spends the most time with them is the one who has the advantage. This is why Kat couldn't really bond with some of the guys and Ready to Love, because she didn't spend the same amount of time with these guys as some of the other ladies did. So for that reason, she wasn't able to really get one of the connections. But that was my theory in one of the other videos. Time is a big component, and it's kind of playing itself out right now. But all that being said, that's how this episode 3 went. Let me know what y'all think about this. I really would be interested to know. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.